Hello everyone and welcome to my fourth YouTube video. This week I'm going to take a look at character design as it occurs in games or comic books. The same process is actually used, I believe, even in fashion and several other industries. Now before we start, I want to let everybody know I'm using a tablet, not like a tablet where I can see what I'm drawing, but a tablet where I move a pen and it happens on the screen. I'm not really great with it. It was actually really uncomfortable to make this video. Normally, what I do is I scan something that I had drawn with a pencil and then just kind of start modeling it or whatever I want to do with it from there. I also decided to make this week's part one of what will be a 2 or 3 part series. Eventually, I'll paint it and get it all shaded and everything. For this week, I'm really just going to sketch out a character and then start picking out clothes and drawing them onto that character. The character that I need for what I'm doing right now, I needed a female starfighter. So I wanted to kind of give her a little bit of body armor and make her, a little bit futuristic looking. I also left her arms bare towards the end. I didn't really draw the hands perfectly. I wanted to make them look like they were, wearing gloves. I wanted to add cloth to the arms and the hands. I wanted to have her whole body covered when she's in her suit. Another thing I didn't do is I didn't really go back and, if I made a mistake, edit it out or anything. I just kept going. Uh, I made a lot of mistakes at first. She was a little bit hunched over. I straightened that out. I think that's actually kind of just a result of the pen that I'm using. Like I said, I'm a little more used to pencil and paper where you're seeing what you draw as you draw it, and you also have I guess it's like a different friction. This is almost like drawing on plastic with a piece of plastic because that's literally what it is. I learned to do this the same way that most people my age probably did, which is, from reading comic books and uh, just kind of piecing everything together when I was young, 17 or 18. And it's just kind of carried over into everything else. It's one of those abilities that I learned and then I started to apply it to different things. And it just really has saved me a lot of time overall, I would say. I zoomed out as far as I could for for the basic sketch, because when I go back and paint, I know I'm going to want to zoom in and move around it. It creates a huge image and it uses a lot of memory, but it's not really that big of a deal. On my paint, you can slide outside of the canvas, like you can go any direction as far as you want. You can in theory, but you need to make sure you have enough memory in your computer to be able to move around, and if you're going to add layers, you need to be able to do that too. The speed will probably change a little bit in a second. There's 2 videos. I kind of pieced them together and I just kind of guesstimated the speed. I believe the next one is actually a little bit slower. I'm not really sure. I didn't pull out my calculator and figure all that out. From here, I spend a lot of time going back in and redarkening some of the lines and just kind of, like I use the eraser to clean up a little bit, just to make it more visible. It's eventually not going to have any lines at all, probably, if I make it into a painting, but I just want to be able to see where my guidelines are. If this was a comic book style art, I would really just kind of shade it and then figure out where my ink lines needed to be from here. I do preserve a lot of the accidental little scribbles here and there. Some of them work great for shading, and other things like later on, just as good markers, and you know, some of them just kind of like blend into the art by the time you're done with it. When I zoom in too, you notice there's kind of almost like geometric shapes that are caused by the pencil, and it's really just because I'm zoomed in so far, and the quality of my tablet isn't, it isn't terrific. It's probably the cheapest one you can buy. To me, it's not that important, the quality of my tablet. I don't really use it very often, and when I do, it's just for something like this, which it works great for. I'm also not working off a photograph or like any kind of other artwork. That usually makes, obviously, everything goes a lot quicker if you just have like a picture of somebody and You can almost just trace over it and start. And there's free reference photos available like all over the place on the internet for 3D modeling. Um, and you just have to look around a little bit to find them. What I'm doing sort of is just trying to build up, rainy day projects that I can do. This week I actually managed to get this figure mostly painted. So like the week that I do the painting will be easy. It's all recorded and just kind of waiting to be used. If you like the channel, like feel free to subscribe. I'll try and, like I said before, I'll try and do something every week that's a new way to use a tool or something that something somebody requests. I'm more than happy to take requests if anybody wants to see like any particular tool being used. I'm kind of avoiding doing too many font videos. My channel isn't entirely about fonts, so I'll do another one next week, and probably after that we will not do one for a few weeks. With that, have a great week, everybody, and I will see you next week.